Okay, dear students, welcome you all for today's class 10 science class. In our last class, we were dealing with the numericals related with heat equation. Today, we will continue and we will do some numericals related with the principle of calorimetry too. So, we all have come to know what is heat equation. Once again, I will write heat equation Q equals to m into S into dt. We have already come to know this. Okay? Q is the amount of heat lost or amount of heat gain, and m is the mass of the body, S is the specific heat capacity, dt is the temperature difference. Similarly, in the principle of calorimetry, what we had come to know that whenever two bodies at different temperatures, when they come in thermal contact, then the heat will flow from the body at high temperature to the body at lower temperature, and the flow of heat it lasts till the temperature becomes the same. That means, when the final temperature for both the bodies will become the same or they will attain the same temperature, then the flow of heat stops, and in that case what happens, heat lost by the body at higher temperature is equals to heat gain by the body at lower temperature. So, heat lost the same. How much heat the body at higher temperature will lose ms dt. Suppose the mass of the hotter body or the body at the higher temperature is m1 and its specific heat capacity is S1. So, m1 S1, and suppose the temperature difference for the body at higher temperature is dt1. Then that will be equals to heat gain by the body at lower temperature. If suppose the mass of the body at lower temperature is m2, specific heat capacity of that body is S2, and the temperature difference, that means initially it was at lower temperature, but after gaining heat its temperature will rise. So, there will be a difference, that difference is suppose d2. So, this is the equation which we have got from the principle of calorimetry. Further, if you will try to understand this, suppose this is the body at higher temperature, its mass is m1, specific heat capacity S1, and suppose initially it is at a temperature of T1, and this is the body at the lower temperature A, this one is B suppose, and its mass is m2, specific heat capacity S2, and its initial temperature is T2. So, heat will start flowing from this body A towards the body B till when they attain the same temperature. That means, final temperature becomes same. Suppose that final temperature is T, let us suppose. Now, look this equation, what it becomes now, m1 is m1, S1 is S1. So, what is dT1? What is temperature difference? Initial temperature for hotter object, here T1 is greater than T2. This you have to understand. This one at greater temperature, higher temperature, and this one is at lower temperature. This is hot object, this is cold object. So, what will be the dT1 for this body? It was initially at T1. When will it start giving heat to body B, its temperature will keep on decreasing and the final temperature becomes T. So, T1 is greater than T because it is losing heat. So, that is why temperature difference will be T1 minus T. So, in the place of dT1, if you write T1 minus T, same thing you have to understand. Okay? This will be equals to m2 into S2. Now, d2 what is temperature difference for body B? Initially it was at temperature T2, but it starts gaining heat, so its temperature will rise and it will reach up to T. So, T is greater than T2. So, that is why what will be the temperature difference? T minus T2. T minus T2. So, this you have to understand. Okay? If this much you have understood, now very easily you can do the numericals related with principle of calorimetry. Okay? Clear? This is clear. I am going to rub it now. I will start now showing you the numericals. Okay? What is number 1? Look, calculate the final temperature. Look the question, calculate the final temperature when 2400 joules of heat is given to the iron of mass 2 kg at 20 degree centigrade. So, you have to understand the question. What is the question? I am going to do the solution for number 1. Calculate the final temperature when 2400 joules of heat is given to the iron of mass. This is an iron mass, its mass is 2 kg at 20 degree centigrade. It is at 20 degree centigrade. It has been supplied heat. How much heat? 2400 heat. We supply 2400 joules heat. You have been asked what is the final temperature. So, definitely when you supply heat, its temperature will increase. That you have to find out what is that final temperature. Suppose final temperature is T. Okay. Now, if you try to understand here, initially it was at 20 degree centigrade, but when we apply 2400 joules heat energy to this mass of iron, its temperature will rise and it reaches up to T, suppose. That you have to find out final temperature. So, try to understand then what will be the temperature difference. When this body is getting heat, it means its temperature will increase. So, T is higher than 20. So, temperature difference will be how much? T minus 20 degree centigrade. This you have to understand. Clear? So, now how I am just explaining you how to start, what are the given things, what you have to calculate. Simply by going through the question, you should understand first. So, now look here, I am going to now do the solution. Calculate the final temperature when 2400 joules of heat. So, we know what is given. Given is your Q. Heat means Q. In heat equation, we write it as Q. 2400 joules, 2400 joules to the iron of mass 2 kg. M is given 2 kg at 20 degree centigrade. That 20 degree centigrade, do not get confused, that is the initial temperature. You have been asked final temperature. Okay? So, that is your initial temperature, you can say initial temperature, that is given your 20 degree centigrade. Specific heat capacity of iron is given. Yes, is given 460 joules per kg degree centigrade. So, if you think the formula heat equation, what is heat equation? We know that Q equals to M into S into dt. Now, look what are the given things. Q is given, M is given, S is given, dt is the temperature difference. So, what will be the temperature difference? So, initial temperature is known. So, final temperature if you suppose, then you can write the temperature difference, or you can calculate dt. After that you can find out the final temperature also. So, it is up to you. For example, suppose if you write suppose you have been asked final temperatures, then you can say suppose final temperature equals T, then this equation what will be this equation now? Look here, Q it is given 2400, okay, M 2, S 460, dt, what will be the dt? Temperature difference. Initial temperature is 20, final temperature we have supposed T, that this T we have to find out. So, final temperature minus initial temperature 20 degree centigrade. Is clear? So, here from here now this T you can calculate. Very simple calculation look, or direct you can write T minus 20 degree centigrade. T minus 20 degree centigrade will be equals to, this is 2400, 2 into 460 will come this side, in the denominator it will come 2 into 460, clear? If you cancel this 0 0, okay, suppose 2 1 ja 2, 2 2 ja 4, 0, now 223, 260, or T minus 20 degree centigrade is equals to 60 upon 23. If you will divide, its value will come your 2.60 degree centigrade. Where from it has come? 60 upon 23, 2.60 degree centigrade, or T will be, it will go that side. So, 2.60 degree centigrade plus 20 degree centigrade, or T equals to 22.60 degree centigrade. This is the final temperature T, 22.60. Initially it was at 20 degree centigrade, now it has become 22.60 degree centigrade, clear? So, in this way you can do, or simply you can calculate direct dt. If you calculate dt, so definitely it will come 2.60, that if you will add in 20 it will come 22.60. In that way also you can calculate, clear? This is clear? Okay. Now, let us see number 2. Next question is if 200 milliliter ml of tea at 90 degree centigrade, this is tea, suppose 200 ml 90 degree centigrade is mixed with 10 ml of milk, 10 ml at 15 degree centigrade, this is milk, these two are mixed, clear? What will be the final temperature? You have been asked what will be the final temperature, okay? Assume that the specific heat capacity of milk equals to that of tea. So, S for tea and S for milk, it has been assumed same, specific heat capacity of tea as well as milk same. And also you have been given, suppose mass of 1 ml, because this is ml, ml is not the mass, is the volume, but it is assumed that it is supposed that mass of 1 ml of milk, that is equals to mass of 1 ml of tea, and that is equals to 1 gram. So, very easily you can get the mass. So, mass of 1 ml is 1 gram, so 200 ml will be 200 gram. Okay. So, how we do? Two things. So, here the principle of calorimetry we have to use. Okay. For, you can say for tea, M1 200 ml into 1 gram, because 1 ml actually volume is given 200 ml, but it is given that mass of 1 ml of milk equals to mass of 1 ml of tea equals to 1 gram. So, that is why we can write 200 ml will be 200 into 1 gram, that means 200 gram. But gram is not the SI unit, so you have to convert it into kg. If you divide by 1000, it will come 0.2 kg. So, for T M1 we have calculated. Now, S1 is not given, but assume that specific heat capacity of milk equals to that of T. So, if you suppose milk X, then for T also S is X. So, if you suppose specific capacity of T is X, that of milk also will be X. Here we suppose S1 specific heat capacity of T equals to X, say, or suppose. You are supposing this, okay. M1 S1. Now, T1 temperature of T 90 degree centigrade, 90 degree centigrade. So, M1 S1 T1 is, suppose we have become able to write here, okay. So, for now for milk, so 200 ml of tea at 90 degree centigrade is mixed with 10 ml of milk. So, M2, now this is another body, this it was your tea, now it's milk. So, M2 equals to 10 ml. So, 10 ml, 1 ml equals to 1 gram. So, 10 ml equals to 10 into 1 gram, that is your 10 gram. So, you have to divide it by 1000, it will come your 0.01 kg. Clear? Now, next is your, so we have S1, S2. S1 we have suppose X, and it is given here the specific heat capacity of milk equals to that of T. So, for T we have suppose X. So, that means for milk also it will be equals to X. Why? Because since S1 equals to S2 given, specific heat capacity of milk and specific heat capacity of T are equal, it is given. Okay, that is why for T when we have suppose X, then for milk it will be also X. Clear? Now, T2. This is the temperature of milk 15 degree centigrade. So, this is your 15 degree centigrade. Clear? Now, you have been asked, if you will see the question, what will be the final temperature of the mixture. So, when tea is at 90 degree centigrade, milk is at 15 degree centigrade, they are mixed, then heat will flow from tea to milk, and one temperature they will attain, that is the final temperature, that will be less than the temperature of tea, but more than the temperature of milk. So, let us suppose let final temperature equals to suppose T. So, we know from the principle of calorimetry we can write M1 into S1 into dT1. What is dT1? For T it was initial temperature 90 degree centigrade. Now, final temperature has become T, and this T is less than 90. So, 90 minus T you have to write. Okay. So, 90 degree centigrade minus T, this will be equals to your M2 into S2 into dT2. What is dT2? For milk initial temperature was 15, now its temperature will increase. So, T T is the final temperature is more than the initial temperature of milk. So, T minus 15, T minus 15 degree centigrade, clear. Or if we put the value, M1 is 0.2, S1 is X, this is your 90 minus T, M2 is your 0.01, S2 is X, and this is your T minus 15. I am leaving this degree centigrade, you have to write, okay, degree centigrade, okay. So, X cancels out, clear. Or if you look here, 90 minus T, if you will bring this side, T minus 15, this will be equals to 0.01 upon, it will come down 0.2. Okay. Further, I am going to show you, try to understand here. 90 minus T upon T minus 15, this will be equals to, if you try to remove this decimal, so 1 0 you have to add. So, it will be your 1 upon 20, clear, because after decimal 2 digit 0 1 here only you can put 1 0 here. So, it will be 1 upon 20, 1 upon 20. Or now cross, if you do the cross, it comes here 1, if you look here 1800 minus 20 T, this is equals to cross T minus 15. Or if you take it this side, minus 20 that side, 20 T plus T equals to, you bring this side, 1800 plus 15, or 21 T equals to, it will be your 1815, or T equals to 1815 upon 21. Now, you can write here degree centigrade. If you try to calculate it, it will come, or T equals to, if you try to calculate this, it will come your 86.43 degree centigrade. Clear? Number 2 I think is clear, quite clear now. Any doubt? No doubt. Here I have done this decimal, I have removed. How? 0.01, so 0.20 I have written. So, now after decimal there will be 2, we can remove decimal. So, 1 upon 20 it will become, that I have written. Now, cross multiplication, very simple calculation, here you can divide, it will come like this. Okay. Okay. Now, let us go for number 3. If you will say question number 3, when cold milk of 1000 gram is mixed with hot milk of 800 gram at 80 degree centigrade and the resultant temperature is 40 degree centigrade, what is the temperature of cold milk? Try to understand. First, you have to very much serious to understand the things what are given there and what has been asked. First you take time, okay. Simply by looking the question, don't get worried. Cold milk of 100 grams, suppose this is cold milk, 1000 gram. So now I will ask you, I am going to write, suppose M1 I have written here, 1000 gram is mixed with hot milk. Suppose this is hot milk. M2 I have written, its mass is given 800 gram. 800 gram. Try to understand. When cold milk of 1000 gram, cold milk 1000 gram mixed with hot milk 800 gram at 80 degrees centigrade. So hot milk's temperature is given. M2 I have written, so definitely I have to write T2. T2 is 80 degrees centigrade. And the resultant temperature is 40 degrees centigrade. Resultant temperature is when they are mixed. Finally, when they are mixed, what will happen? It will flow from hot milk towards the cold milk, from hot to cold, and definitely a final temperature they will attain. That final temperature is given. Final temperature it is given 40 degrees centigrade. Clear? What is the temperature of cold milk? You have been asked its temperature. Suppose that is T1. You have to find out that. Now try to understand this. What is the principle of calorimetry? What we have come to know? M1 S1 dt1 equals to M2 S2 dt2. I have got very less time, that's why I am going to solve it in short. Okay, I am going to I am leaving a lot of the words. I am simply leaving. I am not going to write. You have to understand. This is the principle of calorimetry. Heat loss by a body at higher temperature equals to heat gain by a body at lower temperature, or heat gain by a body at lower temperature equals to heat lost by a body at higher temperature. That you have to understood. Now look here in this I mean assumption, what I have actually assumed. If you look here, cold I have taken M1 T1, hot I have taken M2 T2. So you have to be very much careful. No problem. Okay, there is no any problem. Look now, what will happen? Try to understand. Given thing, suppose a mass of cold milk M1 1000 gram. Okay, mass of hot milk M2 800 gram given. This is given, and temperature of hot milk T2 80 degrees centigrade. Final temperature given 40 degrees centigrade. You have been asked the temperature of cold milk. Suppose T1. We have supposed it T1. That we have to calculate. Clear? This much is clear. I am not writing. So what is M1? M1 is the mass of cold milk. You can write 1000. I am sorry. You have to convert it into kg. So 1000 gram, it means 1 kg. 800 gram, it means 0.8 kg. Okay, because gram is not the SI unit, you have to convert in kg. So you have to divide by 1000, it will come 1 kg. You have to divide by 1000, it will come 0.8 kg. Okay, so M1 1 kg 1. Now S1 and S2. One more thing is given. I think when cold milk of 1000 gram is mixed with hot milk. Okay, both are milk. So that means they will have the same specific capacity. Suppose here you have to write S1 equals to S2 equals to X. How you can write S1 equals to S2. S1 is specific capacity of cold milk. S2 is specific capacity of hot milk. Substance is same, milk. So, that is why they will be equal, and you have suppose that is x. So, in the place of S1 you can write x. Now, dT1, here you have to be very much careful. dT1 means temperature difference of what? Cold milk. So, cold milk means its temperature will increase. Okay? So, its initial temperature T1, final temperature 40 degree. What does it mean? 40 is more than T1. So, that is why here you have to write 40 minus T1. You cannot write you cannot write T1 minus 40, that will be wrong, because T1 is less than 40, because T1 is the temperature of cold milk. So, this temperature difference will be 40 minus T1, and that is equals to M2, mass of hot milk 0.8 into S2 is x, and what will be the D2? So, initially the hot milk's temperature was 80 degrees centigrade, finally it has become 40. So, 80 minus 40, it is quite clear. So, 80 minus 40. So, you can calculate very easily, or x into 40 minus T1, I am sorry, let it cut it, x cancels out. So, 40 minus T1 will be equals to 0.8 into 80 minus 40 will be 40, or 40 minus T1 equals to, if you multiply, it will come your 32, or T1 equals to, you take this side. So, minus T1 it will go that side, T1 32 you bring this side, 40 minus 32, or T1 equals to 40 minus 32, 8. This is the temperature degree centigrade. So, initially the temperature of cold water was 8 degree centigrade. Okay? Clear? The last question also I will solve, though time is over, even though I will take 2 to 3 minutes and I will solve it. Look. The mass of a block is 1 kg. This is a block, its mass is 1 kg. An electric heater of power 48 watt. This is an suppose this is a heater. Okay, it has got a power of 40 watt. Takes 5 minutes. It supplies heat to this block for 5 minutes. Time is 5 minutes. To raise the temperature of the block from, now initially it was at 20 degrees centigrade. Now, when the heater will heat it, when the heater will supply heat, then definitely its temperature will rise and it becomes now 50 degrees centigrade. Clear? Find the specific heat capacity of the block. You have to find out the specific heat capacity of this block. Try to understand. Now, what are the given things? First you understand that the block, its mass is given, m is given 1 kg. Okay. Its temperature is increasing from 20 to 50. So, temperature difference, that is dt, that is given 50 minus 20, that is equals to 30 degree centigrade. You have been asked, yes, specific heat capacity. So, if you think the heat equation is your Q equals to m into S into dt. Now, look here, m is given, dt we have come to know, yes, you have been asked, what more you need? Q you need. So, from here we can find out what will be the Q. This is an heater, its power is given 48 watt, its power is 48 watt, and it is supplying heat to this block for 5 minutes. So, we have to calculate now how much heat it has supplied. Okay. So, we have to find out that power of heater, that is given P, suppose power P is given 48 watt, and heat supplied time of supplying heat T is given 5 minutes. Now we all know SI unit of time is second. So you have to convert it into second. 5 into 60, 300 second. Now what is power? We know power equals to work upon time, or work equals to power into time. Clear? Work equals to power into time, and that is equals to, what is power? 48 into time is 300. So work, this is work, SI unit of work is joule. So it comes here 1440 joules. Now sir, work joules, heat is also this. What the work the heater do actually? Heater is converting, what the work heater is doing? It is converting electrical energy into heat energy. So work has come 144 joules, means this heater has supplied 1440 joules to this block. So that means how much heat the block has gained, the block has obtained this much joules of heat. Clear? So therefore Q equals to 1440 joules. Now easily we can calculate what is S. So we know that Q equals to M into S into dt, or S equals to Q upon M into dt. What is Q? 1440 upon what is M? M is 1, and what is dt? Dt is your 30. So yes, joules per kg degree centigrade, this is the SI unit of S. So it will come your 0 cancel, 3 4 1 4, yes. So 3 4 12 and 24, 3 8 So 48 joules per kg degree centigrade. So this is the I think something is missing. I think so. Something is missing here. Where I have 5. I'm sorry. Here is the mistake. Please try to make it clear. This is 300. Time is 300. I have written 30. That's why the answer has come wrong. This is 300. So 10 will increase. So here also 10 will increase. So this is your 480. So 480. Yes, this is the answer. Okay. So whenever you do any numerical, you are asked, you are requested. It's my humble request. You must go through once again. You know, a very silly mistake I have done. 10 I have left. Sometimes it happens. Even the very good students, they commit such mistakes in their exam. So you have to be very much careful. Okay, clear? So this concept is clear now. Power of heat and supply of heat. So that is the work. What the work a heater does actually. Heater converts electrical energy into heat energy. That is the work of the heater. So what the work we are getting, that is the heat supply to this block. That you have to understand. Clear? Anyway, today I have taken a little bit more time. Okay, sorry for that. So for today, this much is more than enough, I think. So hope you have understood all these 4 numericals. So thank you very much for today. Bye bye.